The arena pulses with electric energy, you can feel it in your bones. The lights dim to an ominous glow, 80,000 fans rise to their feet, and then... boom! Roman Reigns storms through the curtain, but something's different. He's not alone. Flanked by figures in tactical gear, masks concealing their identities, this isn't the Roman we've seen before. This is a man on a mission of pure vengeance. But here's where your jaw will drop, as those masks are ripped away, revealing faces that will send shockwaves through the WWE universe. One figure steps forward. A woman. A Bloodline member whose presence changes everything we thought we knew about Roman's master plan. Who is she? Why has the tribal chief chosen now to resurrect his most legendary faction? And why is he targeting Seth Rollins with surgical precision? You won't believe what I'm about to reveal, because this isn't just a comeback story. This is Roman Reigns declaring war on everyone who betrayed him, and he's bringing an army that nobody saw coming. I've been covering WWE for years, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that what's unfolding right now will redefine the entire landscape of professional wrestling. Think you know the Shield? Think again. The original Shield was about justice and brotherhood. This new Shield? It's about retribution, family honor, and settling scores that have been festering for over a decade. Roman isn't just reforming a faction, he's weaponizing his bloodline in ways that will make Seth Rollins wish he never picked up that steel chair back in 2014. But before we dive into who this mysterious female bloodline member is, and trust me, the possibilities will blow your mind, we need to understand why this moment is so significant. The betrayal that started it all, the rise and fall of the original bloodline, and the calculated chess moves that led to this explosive reunion. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why Roman's new Shield isn't just changing the game, it's flipping the entire board. And that female member? Her identity and role in this faction will shock you more than Seth Rollins' original betrayal. I've got insider theories, fan speculation, and analysis that connects dots you never even knew existed. This is the story of how Roman Reigns turned his greatest weakness, trust, into his most devastating weapon. And if you think you've seen the tribal chief at his most dangerous, you haven't seen anything yet. To truly grasp why Roman Reigns' new Shield is sending seismic shockwaves through the WWE universe, we need to travel back to November 18th, 2012, a date that forever changed professional wrestling. Picture this, at Survivor Series, the crowd is electric, and suddenly, three unknown figures in tactical gear emerge from the audience like a military strike team. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose didn't just debut, they announced their arrival by helping CM Punk steal victory in the most audacious fashion possible. But here's what made the Shield truly terrifying, they weren't just another faction. They were a brotherhood forged in combat, bound by an unbreakable code, justice, brotherhood, Shield. For 2 years, they were the most dominant force WWE had ever seen. Think about this for a moment. They took out legends like The Rock, Kane, and Ryback without breaking a sweat. They held tag team championships, feuded with The Undertaker himself, and their signature triple powerbomb through announce tables became the stuff of nightmares for anyone who crossed them. What made them unstoppable wasn't just their individual talent, it was their unity. Roman was the powerhouse, delivering spears that could split a man in half. Seth was the architect, calculating every move with surgical precision. Dean was the lunatic fringe, unpredictable and absolutely fearless. Together, they were untouchable, a three-headed monster that devoured everything in their path. But every empire has its Brutus, and on June 2nd, 2014, the wrestling world witnessed one of the most shocking betrayals in sports entertainment history. Seth Rollins, the man Roman trusted with his life, raised a steel chair high above his head and brought it crashing down on his brother's spine. The sound of that chair shot didn't just echo through the arena, it shattered the hearts of millions of fans worldwide and left scars on Roman's soul that still burn today. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was calculated destruction. Seth aligned himself with the Authority, trading brotherhood for corporate power, leaving Roman and Dean to pick up the pieces of their shattered bond. The Shield didn't just break up, it exploded in a nuclear blast of betrayal that sent all three men on dramatically different paths. Roman became the face of WWE, carrying the company on his shoulders while battling the demons of that betrayal. Seth transformed into the cunning heel, using his architect persona to manipulate and scheme his way to multiple world championships. Dean became the wild card, channeling his pain into unpredictable chaos that made him one of the most beloved anti-heroes in wrestling history. All three men achieved incredible success: world championships, main event status, legendary matches, but that betrayal sting never faded. It festered, grew, and evolved into something much darker. Now, a decade later, Roman isn't just remembering that betrayal, he's weaponizing it. The Shield was a symbol of dominance, and by reforming it with new blood, Roman is sending a message that echoes through time. Some wounds never heal, but they can fuel the most devastating revenge. After the Shield's devastating collapse, Roman Reigns didn't just rebuild, he evolved into something far more dangerous. Enter the Bloodline, a faction that wasn't just about wrestling dominance, it was about family legacy, Samoan warrior culture, and establishing a dynasty that would rule WWE for generations. This wasn't just another stable, this was Roman claiming his birthright as the head of the most prestigious wrestling family in history. The transformation was breathtaking to witness. Roman united with his real-life cousins, Jimmy and Jey Uso, creating a bond that seemed unbreakable because it was forged in blood, not just business. When Solo Sikoa joined as the Enforcer, bringing his silent intensity and devastating strikes, the faction became complete. But the masterstroke was Paul Heyman, the wise man whose silver tongue and strategic brilliance elevated Roman from superstar to mythical figure. For over 1,300 days, Roman held the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, a modern record that seemed impossible to break. Think about that number, 1,300 days of absolute dominance. The Usos stacked tag team championships like trophies, Solo enforced Roman's will with bone-crushing efficiency, and Heyman's promos turned every Roman appearance into must-see television. The Bloodline wasn't just a faction, it was a movement that redefined what heel work could be. Acknowledge me became more than a catchphrase, it became a cultural phenomenon. Roman's tribal chief persona was so compelling that fans found themselves respecting the man they were supposed to hate. The Bloodline controlled WWE programming, dictated storylines, and made everyone else feel like supporting characters in Roman's epic saga. But even the mightiest empires crumble from within, and WrestleMania 41 delivered the earthquake that brought it all down. In a triple threat match that had the wrestling world on edge, Roman lost his precious title to Seth Rollins and CM Punk. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. Paul Heyman, the man who had been Roman's most trusted advisor, orchestrated the betrayal that cost him everything. The moment Heyman sided with Seth Rollins, social media exploded. Heyman screwed Roman trended worldwide as fans witnessed another devastating betrayal in Roman's career. The parallel to Seth's original chair shot wasn't lost on anyone. Once again, someone Roman trusted implicitly had stabbed him in the back for personal gain. Roman vanished from WWE programming, leaving the Bloodline in complete disarray. Solo Sikoa stepped up, claiming leadership and recruiting Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf whose moonsaults and Samoan drops made him one of the most feared wrestlers on the planet. Tangaloa and Tama Tonga joined the reformed faction, but something was missing. Without Roman's commanding presence, the Bloodline felt hollow, like a kingdom without its king. The final nail in the coffin came at Money in the Bank 2025 when Jacob Fatu turned on Solo, costing him the briefcase in a betrayal that fractured the faction beyond repair. Solo vowed revenge, Fatu went rogue, and the once mighty Bloodline lay in ruins. But sometimes, destruction creates the perfect opportunity for resurrection, and Roman Reigns was about to prove that some phoenixes rise from ashes more dangerous than ever before. Here's where the story takes a turn that has the entire WWE universe buzzing with anticipation. Reports are swirling that Roman Reigns is about to unmask his new Shield, and the most shocking revelation isn't just that he's reforming the faction. It's that he's including a female Bloodline member whose presence will redefine everything we thought we knew about faction warfare in WWE. Let's break down the possibilities, because each one would send shockwaves through the wrestling world in completely different ways. First up, Naomi, and honestly, this makes the most sense from every angle. She's Bloodline royalty through her marriage to Jimmy USO, making her family by bond if not by blood. As a former SmackDown Women's Champion, she brings legitimate championship credibility to the faction. But here's what makes her perfect for this role. She's been mysteriously absent from WWE programming, and we all know that in wrestling, absence makes the return that much more impactful. Picture this: Naomi in tactical Shield gear, her Feel the Glow energy transformed into something darker and more dangerous. Her athleticism would complement Roman's power perfectly, and her rear-view finisher combined with Roman's spear would create devastating combination attacks. The fan reaction alone would be nuclear. Social media is already buzzing with her name, and her return as part of Roman's new Shield would break the internet. But don't sleep on Tamina Snuka, because she represents something even more significant: direct Anoa'i family blood. As a cousin to Roman and daughter of the legendary Jimmy Snuka, she has the family credentials and the veteran presence that would add instant credibility to the faction. Tamina's been criminally underutilized in recent years, and joining Roman's Shield could be the career renaissance she deserves. Her size, intensity, and that devastating Superfly splash would fit the Shield's intimidating aesthetic perfectly. Then there's Nia Jax, another Anoa'i cousin whose raw power would make the Shield an absolute wrecking crew. Imagine Nia bulldozing through Seth Rollins' faction while Roman orchestrates the chaos. It would be beautiful destruction. Her dominance in the women's division paired with Roman's main event status would create a faction that threatens championships across multiple divisions simultaneously. But here's the wild card theory that has my mind racing. What if it's someone completely new to the WWE universe? The Anoa'i family tree runs deep, and Triple H has shown he loves shock debuts that nobody sees coming. Could it be Helio's sister, making her WWE debut in the most spectacular way possible? Or, and this is where things get really interesting, what about Ava, The Rock's daughter? The star power and media attention that would generate would be unprecedented. The beauty of adding a female member isn't just about breaking gender barriers in faction warfare, it's about strategic advantage. She wouldn't be a token presence, she'd be a game changer ready to feud with Rollins' allies, chase women's championship gold, and prove that the new Shield operates on a completely different level than any faction we've seen before. This isn't just evolution, it's revolution, and Roman Reigns is about to prove that family loyalty runs deeper than anyone imagined. The new Shield isn't about nostalgia, it's about revenge, and Seth Rollins is about to discover that some debts can never be forgiven, only repaid with interest. The bad blood between Roman and Seth runs deeper than the Mariana Trench, and every betrayal, every slight, every moment of disrespect has been building toward this explosive confrontation that will redefine their rivalry forever. Let's rewind to that fateful night in 2014 when Seth Rollins raised that steel chair and brought it crashing down on Roman's spine. That wasn't just a betrayal, it was the assassination of brotherhood, the murder of trust, and the birth of a grudge that has been festering for over a decade. Roman carried that scar not just physically, but emotionally, and every success Seth achieved afterward felt like salt being poured into an open wound. But WrestleMania 41 wasn't just another loss for Roman, it was history repeating itself in the cruelest way possible. Seth Rollins, working with Paul Heyman, orchestrated Roman's downfall and stripped him of the championship that defined his entire identity. The parallels to 2014 weren't coincidental, they were calculated, designed to inflict maximum psychological damage on a man who had already been betrayed by everyone he trusted. Now Seth struts around WWE like he owns the place, leading his own faction with powerhouses like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, believing he's untouchable. He mocks Roman's fall from grace, celebrates his championship victory, and acts like the king of a mountain he built on Roman's broken dreams. But what Seth doesn't realize is that he's not the hunter anymore, he's become the prey. Roman's decision to reform the Shield isn't just strategic, it's poetic justice. The Shield was the symbol that haunts Seth's nightmares, the reminder of what he destroyed for personal gain. By resurrecting it with new blood, Roman is sending a psychological warfare message that cuts deeper than any physical attack. You broke something beautiful, so I'm going to build something even more dangerous to destroy everything you've built. Imagine this scenario. Monday Night Raw opens with Seth in the ring, microphone in hand, gloating about his championship reign and mocking Roman's absence. The crowd boos, but Seth feeds off their hatred. Suddenly, the lights flicker. The arena falls silent. Roman's music hits, but it's different, darker, more ominous. Out comes the new Shield, tactical gear, masks concealing their identities, moving with military precision. The female Bloodline member stands front and center as they surround the ring. The masks come off, the crowd erupts in shock, and Seth's face goes white with terror. This isn't just a return, it's a reckoning. They storm the ring, Roman delivers a spear that echoes through the arena, and Seth's faction is left in ruins. Vengeance served cold, calculated, and absolutely devastating. This is psychological warfare at its finest. Roman knows that the Shield brand carries weight that transcends wrestling. It's a symbol of dominance that will haunt Seth's every move. With new blood and old grudges, this isn't about justice anymore. It's about retribution, and Roman Reigns is about to prove that some wounds never heal, they just get weaponized. This enhanced script maintains the engagement techniques from the guide while expanding each section to approximately 500 words, using curiosity gaps, tension release cycles, and storytelling elements to keep viewers hooked throughout the entire video. Now let's dive deep into the chess pieces Roman is positioning for his ultimate revenge plot, because the supporting cast of this new Shield will determine whether this is just another faction or the most dominant force WWE has ever witnessed. Roman needs muscle, strategy, and unpredictability to flank his mysterious female star, and the possibilities will make your head spin. First, let's talk about Jey Uso, and honestly, this feels like destiny calling. After his explosive split from Solo Sikoa's fractured bloodline, Jey has been a lone wolf, but wolves are always more dangerous when they run in packs. His loyalty to family runs deeper than any business arrangement, and his connection to Roman transcends wrestling. It's blood, it's culture, it's everything that makes the Anoa'i legacy legendary. Picture Jey's explosive frog splash combined with Roman's calculated dominance and the female member's unique skill set. That's not just a faction, that's a wrecking crew designed to dismantle everything Seth Rollins has built. But here's where things get really interesting. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf whose very presence changes the atmospheric pressure in any arena. Despite his recent betrayal of Solo, Fatu represents something Roman desperately needs: unpredictable power that can't be contained or controlled by traditional wrestling logic. His moonsaults defy physics, his Samoan drops end careers, and his intensity matches Roman's in ways that create perfect chaos. Could Roman sway this road warrior to flip from rival to enforcer? The athletic combination would be absolutely terrifying for anyone standing across the ring from them. Then there's the dark horse candidate that has wrestling insiders buzzing, Hikuleo, the 6 feet 8 inches New Japan Pro Wrestling alumnus whose Anoa'i bloodline credentials are impeccable. His size and presence would give the new Shield an intimidating aura that goes beyond just wrestling ability. It's about psychological warfare. When you see a man that massive moving with tactical precision alongside Roman and a female bloodline member, it sends a message that this faction operates on a completely different level than anything WWE has seen before. Here's what makes this recruitment strategy brilliant. Roman isn't just collecting talent. He's assembling a family army where every member brings something unique to the table. The female member breaks traditional faction molds and opens up storyline possibilities across multiple divisions. Jay brings the emotional connection and high-flying excitement that gets crowds on their feet. Fatu Oraculio provides the raw power and intimidation factor that makes opponents think twice before stepping into the ring. But the real genius of this new Shield lies in its psychological impact on Seth Rollins. The original Shield was about three brothers united by a common cause. This new Shield is about family loyalty, blood bonds, and the kind of unity that can't be broken by corporate manipulation or personal ambition. Seth destroyed a brotherhood built on trust. Roman is building an army forged in family legacy. The strategic implications are staggering. This isn't just about having backup in fights, it's about controlling multiple storylines simultaneously. While Roman targets Seth's championship, the female member can dominate the women's division, and the supporting members can wreak havoc across tag team and mid-card divisions. Seth's faction might have individual stars, but Roman's new Shield represents something far more dangerous, a coordinated family assault designed to reclaim everything that was stolen from the tribal chief. What we're witnessing isn't just the formation of another wrestling faction, it's the opening salvo of a war that will reshape WWE's entire landscape for years to come. Roman's new Shield debut represents a seismic shift that will force every superstar, every faction, and every championship holder to recalculate their position in WWE's hierarchy, because when the tribal chief declares war, nobody remains neutral. Seth Rollins won't sit quietly in his corner waiting for Roman's assault. Intelligence reports suggest he's already building his own Shield-style response team, and if Paul Heyman is pulling the strings behind the scenes, we're looking at a faction war that will make the Monday Night Wars look like a friendly disagreement. Picture this: Braun Breaker's raw power, Bronson Reed's devastating size, and potentially Drew McIntyre's Scottish Warrior intensity, all coordinated by Seth's architectural mind and Heyman's strategic brilliance. But here's where things get absolutely nuclear. Survivor Series is approaching, and the wrestling world is already salivating over the possibility of war games. Imagine two steel cages, no rules, pure chaos, Roman's new Shield with his female Bloodline member, JUSO, and either Jacob Fatu or Oraculio, facing off against Seth's assembled army. The storytelling possibilities are endless, the match quality would be off the charts, and the emotional investment from fans would break WWE's engagement records. The female member's presence adds layers of complexity that traditional faction warfare has never explored. Her involvement ties the new Shield directly into the women's division, creating cross-promotional opportunities that could see her feuding with Seth's female allies while simultaneously chasing championship gold. This isn't just about the men's main event scene anymore, it's about total division domination across WWE's entire roster. Here's what keeps me up at night thinking about the possibilities. What happens when family loyalty collides with individual ambition? Roman might be the alpha, but Jacob Fatu is a loose cannon whose allegiances shift like quicksand. The female Bloodline member might have her own championship aspirations that conflict with Roman's master plan. Even JUSO has shown he's willing to stand up to family when principles are at stake. The betrayal potential is absolutely staggering. Imagine Jacob Fatu turning on Roman mid-match, or the female member siding with Seth Rollins for a guaranteed title shot. Roman's greatest strength, his ability to unite family, could become his most devastating weakness if that unity fractures under pressure. Championship implications are equally explosive. Roman wants his gold back, and he's not just targeting Seth's current title, he's positioning himself to reclaim the undisputed championship that defined his entire legacy. Meanwhile, the female member could be chasing women's championship gold, creating a scenario where the new Shield controls multiple divisions simultaneously. The WWE Universe is already creating fantasy booking scenarios that would make professional writers jealous. Social media is exploding with theories, predictions, and dream matches that span from intimate personal rivalries to massive multi-person warfare that could headline WrestleMania. This isn't just about settling old scores anymore, it's about establishing a new world order where family loyalty trumps corporate politics, where blood bonds prove stronger than business arrangements, and where Roman Reigns proves that some phoenixes don't just rise from ashes, they return as dragons ready to burn down everything that betrayed them. The WWE Universe has transformed into a detective agency working overtime, and the theories flooding social media about Roman's new Shield are absolutely mind-blowing. I've spent hours diving deep into Twitter threads, Reddit discussions, and YouTube comment sections, and what I've discovered will make you question everything you think you know about this storyline. Let's start with the female member speculation, because fans are not holding back. Team Naomi is dominating the conversation, with one viral Twitter post declaring, "She's been gone too long. Shield debut is perfect timing." The evidence they're presenting is compelling. Her bloodline connections through Jimmy USO, her championship credibility, and, most importantly, her mysterious absence from WWE programming that screams major return storyline. Fans are already designing fantasy Shield gear for her, and the engagement numbers are through the roof. But Team Tamina is fighting back hard on Reddit, with one user posting, "Everyone's sleeping on the veteran presence and direct family blood." Tamina's underrated and overdue for this moment. They're pointing out her legitimate Anoa'i heritage and arguing that her veteran status would add instant credibility to the faction in ways that newer stars couldn't match. The Nia Jax theorists are taking a different approach, focusing on pure destruction potential. A YouTube comment that's gained hundreds of likes reads, "Nia would absolutely crush Rollins' crew. Imagine that power combined with Roman's intensity." They're creating fantasy booking scenarios where Nia bulldozes through entire factions while Roman orchestrates the chaos from behind. But here's where things get really wild. The dark horse theories are gaining serious traction. Fans are speculating about completely unexpected debuts, with one Reddit thread titled, "What if it's Ava, The Rock's daughter, or Julio's sister?" generating thousands of comments. The logic is sound. Triple H loves shock debuts. The Anoa'i family tree runs deeper than most people realize, and a completely fresh face would generate unprecedented media attention. The supporting member speculation is equally intense. JUSO supporters are everywhere, with comments like "He's free," "He's family," "He's IN," dominating discussion threads. The emotional connection fans have with his character arc makes him the sentimental favorite, and his high-flying style would complement Roman's power perfectly. Jacob Fatu discussions are more divisive but equally passionate. Some fans see him as the perfect enforcer, while others argue he's too unpredictable to trust. One viral TikTok theory suggests Fatu's star power is undeniable. Roman could flip him from rival to enforcer, and it would be nuclear. The Hikuleo buzz is growing daily, with New Japan Pro Wrestling fans crossing over to speculate about his potential WWE debut. Reddit threads are analyzing his family connections and arguing that his size and presence would make the Shield absolutely terrifying. But the wildest theories involve complete storyline reversals. Fans are predicting scenarios where Naomi betrays Roman for a title shot, where Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa reconcile to ambush Roman mid-debut, or where Roman wins back his championship only to immediately disband the Shield and go lone wolf. The engagement numbers tell the real story. Every post about this topic is generating thousands of interactions, trending hashtags are staying active for days, and the speculation videos are pulling massive view counts. This level of fan investment proves that Roman's new Shield isn't just another storyline, it's a cultural phenomenon that has the entire wrestling community united in anticipation. As we reach the end of this deep dive into Roman Reigns' master plan, one thing becomes crystal clear: we're not just witnessing the reformation of a faction, we're watching the birth of a wrestling revolution that will echo through WWE history for decades to come. This new Shield represents everything that makes professional wrestling magical: family loyalty, personal vengeance, shocking surprises, and the kind of storytelling that keeps us glued to our screens week after week. The mystery female Bloodline member isn't just a casting decision, she's a statement that Roman Reigns has evolved beyond traditional faction warfare into something completely unprecedented. Whether it's Naomi bringing her championship credibility and fan connection, Tamina adding veteran intensity and direct family blood, Nia Jax contributing raw destructive power, or a complete surprise debut that breaks the internet, this woman will redefine what it means to be part of wrestling's most legendary faction. But here's what excites me most about this storyline. It's not just about the past. It's about the future. Roman isn't trying to recreate the magic of 2012. He's building something entirely new that honors the Shield legacy while pushing boundaries that have never been tested. The psychological warfare against Seth Rollins, the potential for cross-divisional dominance, and the family dynamics that could either unite or destroy this faction create storytelling possibilities that make my head spin with excitement. The fan theories we've explored tonight prove that this storyline has captured the wrestling world's imagination in ways that remind us why we fell in love with this art form in the first place. When fans are staying up late creating fantasy booking scenarios, designing custom merchandise, and engaging in passionate debates about character motivations, that's when you know you're witnessing something special. Seth Rollins thinks he's won the war by taking Roman's championship and destroying his bloodline, but he's about to learn that some battles are just the beginning of much larger conflicts. The tribal chief is returning with an army forged in family loyalty and tempered by betrayal, and the reckoning that's coming will be absolutely biblical. Now I need to hear from you, because your theories and predictions are what make this community incredible. Drop a comment below and tell me, who do you think the female Bloodline member will be? Are you Team Naomi, Team Tamina, Team Nia Jax, or are you expecting a complete shock debut? What about the supporting members? Do you see Jey Uso returning to family loyalty, or could Jacob Fatu be swayed to join Roman's cause? And here's the big question that's keeping me up at night. How do you think Seth Rollins will respond to this threat? Will he build his own super faction, or does he have a secret weapon we haven't considered? If this deep dive into Roman's master plan got your wrestling blood pumping, smash that like button and subscribe for more insider analysis and breaking news coverage. Hit the notification bell because this story is developing faster than a Roman Reigns spear, and you don't want to miss a single update. The tribal chief is about to remind everyone why they need to acknowledge him, and we're going to be here covering every devastating moment. The Shield is back, family loyalty runs deeper than corporate betrayal, and Roman Reigns is about to prove that some phoenixes don't just rise from ashes, they return as dragons ready to burn down everything that wronged them.